Yeah, I'm sure. Me too. Me too. You know, we just finished your number 157 on my podcast in 1 year.
Wow.
We do a lot. Yeah, we talk to all kinds of people.
Good
and
for you.
speaking of which, some things going on, maybe you have something to do with it, maybe you don't. You can just tell me if you have nothing to do with it. But what's going on with the airport? I mean,
With the airport, I really don't have a lot to do with the airport. However, I'm very supportive of the airport.
Me too.
I think for us to be successful, we have to get the airport. We have to get a major airline coming in. And rumor has it that maybe February, March, they'll have a big announcement.
Richard Branson coming to town?
No, I don't know. It could be. I'm not sure, but
No, that would be
I
great.
know that Jeff Bork and them have been doing a fantastic job of trying to replace the airlines that we lost.
We try to use it. My wife and I, we travel a lot. If we get a few days off, we try to travel. And it just seems like people, I don't know, they're just not supportive. It's not that much more expensive, but the last flight we had, we honestly had 6 people on it. And when we were on it, I said, there's no way they're going to keep flying these routes to, we were going to Cancun. There's no way they're going to keep going to Cancun with 6 people. I love having the plane to ourselves.
Kind of like a private plane.
It was. We got to know everybody on the
Yes.
plane and stuff. It was awesome. But
Yes.
I kept saying people need to support the airport. You know?
Absolutely,
You need to go out and
absolutely.
check it. They have great routes now and great prices and stuff. We got in on
we
a deal.
do.
It was a lot cheaper than any place else we could go.
Absolutely. So, flybranson.com, check that out first before you do anything. And I am a big supporter of the Branson Airport.
Me too. Me too. And what about the downtown project thing?
The downtown project is a project that I inherited. And I have to say that I do applaud the board. They have taken a step back and looked at what worked and what didn't work.
Yeah.
And to be real honest, the penalty for not completing the job on time was not stiff enough for the person to be motivated to
The contractors
work.
you're talking
yes.
about? Yeah.
So when we go on to phase 2, that's one of the things that we'll look at. And one of the suggestions that we've made is let's give a large incentive for them to complete the project on time. And then let's give a large punitive if they don't.
Exactly.
So you have a choice. You can either make money or you can lose money.
Right.
And money is definitely a motivator. So we decided to break, or we're looking, I shouldn't say we've decided, we're still talking about it, but one of the things we're looking at is breaking the project up into different parts within the phase.
Right.
So that you have the chance to get this incentive, a second incentive, a third incentive, and a fourth incentive, but where it's really attractive. And so I think that's the key is, holding the folks a little more accountable than has been done in the past.
They were
But-
I don't know much about it. I went through the same thing in my hometown. They did almost the exact same thing, and you could buy little bricks and support the project and all this stuff. Same thing. It went really long, almost twice as long as it was supposed to back there.
It's horrendous.
Yeah, but were they just too, well, we were talking about this earlier, too ambitious? I mean, did they not think some things through? Because I heard that there's issues with like trucks getting through now or buses, or I don't know much about it. But have they had to readjust things, do you know?
We have had to look at readjusting. We did a walk around a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago. They kind of all run together. But to really look and see, are there things that we can tweak and change to make it to where it works for everyone?
Yeah.
So we will be discussing it at the Board of Aldermen meeting this evening, and they are having a town update Wednesday evening. So we are trying to be very proactive.
Yeah.
About
but in
it.
all
And
fairness, it wasn't your project.
in all fairness, I
Not
did
making blame,
I
but
did
you-
inherit this one. And, it's one of the things as we move into the Spirit of 76 project, we want to make sure that we have all the kinks worked out.
Right.
And we're ready to go and that we...
Oh, yeah. Because
we
this
are-
could be a
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's a big project.
Yeah, it
And,
is.
downtown's a big project, that's a big project. So we want to make sure
Yeah.
that we have all our ducks in a row. And I do applaud the board for stepping back and saying, hey, what did we learn from this process?
Yeah.
So
What's been your biggest surprise or disappointment when you take off? Something that you just couldn't. Is there anything that you really thought you could get done, and you find out that it's just not within your power? Or
I'm not a voting member, so I can't really vote to change anything. But what I can do is I can set the tone, and I can really have conversations with folks to try and share my point of view, and and be respectful and listen to their point of view as well.
Right.
And so building those relationships is, it takes time. It's not something that could be done really quickly.
Yeah.
And so I highly encourage people to really get involved. If there's an issue that you feel very passionately about and very strongly about, at the beginning of every board meeting, we have comments from the public. And so sign up and share your thoughts in a very respectful manner, and we'll listen.
Yeah.
And
not just on Facebook.
No,
Don't just
not
go
just
on
on
there.
Facebook. And I do appreciate people giving their points of view on Facebook. I do read each and every comment, and I take to heart things that are said. Sometimes they hurt,
Yeah.
and you just have to kind of have some thick skin.
Yeah.
Because some of it's in your control and some of it's not in your control.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And-
Some people, I know they may blame you or anyone
Exactly.
for things that you have nothing to do with.
Yes.
You didn't start that project.
I
or
didn't. I
you know.
didn't. And Bee Creek Sewer agreement is one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
We have a document that is very contradicting. One paragraph says you can do something, and then 2 paragraphs later it says you can't do it. So can you do it or can you not do it?
Right.
So we're working very hard to clear up the language to make it to where it's understandable and it's not contradicting. So that's frustrating that process takes time, because
Right.
we've been working on it now for about 6 months. I would have liked to have had it done in the first 30 days, but when
Yeah.
you're dealing with, you've got city, you've got county, you've got the sewer board, it's a lot of people that you have to get around the table, and their attorneys, our attorneys, the other group's attorneys.
Yeah.
It just takes time, and I'm like,
It's a slower process than you expect.
I'm a high D. I want to get it done now. I'm like, I find myself having to go, okay, it's going to get done. Just be patient. And, you hope
Bureaucracy
that,
stuff.
yes, you
Yeah.
hope that the community can stand behind you and be patient. And sometimes on Facebook, there's one side of the story that's told, and, you can't get involved in the conversation, and it's like, well, we're going to bring the press in. I'm like, great, wonderful, let's do that, because then we get to tell our side of the story as well, because it's not always as it is on Facebook.
It's not always as black and white as people make it on
Exactly,
there. Yeah.
exactly. So, I do appreciate that. And every week on my Facebook page and my Karen Best for Mayor Facebook page, I try to recap the week.
We try to repost those for you.
Yes, people see me out getting pictures taken with entertainers and doing that. That's a big part of my job. I'm an
Yeah.
ambassador for the city, so it's very important for people to see me in public, see me supporting things. So, I try to do that, but then also I try to share the behind the scenes things that you don't see, because people think all I do is out, seeing
Right,
shows
right.
and taking pictures
Zip
with
lines and
entertainers.
stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. But there's a lot of hours that go into that behind the scenes.
All for that $6,500.
Exactly.
So my final
exactly.
question for you is, are you glad that you did it?
I am so happy. I feel like I have the opportunity to really make a difference and really set the tone for where we're going. And hopefully that resonates with folks as they see me and meet me, and they feel my passion. I'm very passionate about this community and the people in this community.
Yeah.
Other communities have golf courses, shopping, lakes, mountains, but only in Branson do you have the Ozarks hospitality.
There you go.
And the people of Branson are what set us apart from any other community in the United States.
That's true.
We are a very unique breed, and I couldn't be prouder
Yeah.
to serve the citizens of Branson.
And we're really happy to have you. And thank you
Oh,
for
thank
talking to
you.
me. And watch for the updates of what's going on around town and get involved.
Please do.
Please get involved. I'm Christopher James.
I'm Karen Best.
It was great talking to you. Bye-bye. Thank you for supporting All Things Branson. Be sure to subscribe and stay in touch on Facebook and Twitter. Check back at allthingsbranson.com for the latest news about Branson, Missouri.